Do you require marriage counseling after prepping for an RV trip?
You mean like us? Hey, I'm Kim and this is Norm, and we are part-time RVers and full-time adventurers. And I am so tired of having stressful RV packing. So today we're going to share with you 8 tips to hopefully make our packing and your packing more stress-free.
And save your marriage. Okay, tip number 1. Start early. Don't wait.
Really early.
Start as early as possible because there's lots of things you can do a week before, 2 weeks before.
A month before.
Yeah. So, what are some of those things that you can do?
First, if you have your RV in storage, get it out of storage. Go get it out, park it where it's someplace convenient, and get started.
Right. And if you can't get it out of storage, you don't have any place else to work on it in storage. And the first thing to do is clean it. If you haven't cleaned it from your previous trip, now's the time. Clean it up really good. Empty out all the junk. Clean the refrigerator out.
Clean the pantry. Yeah, get all of that stuff done. It's much easier to work with a clean slate than it is to work around all the mess that you've left before.
Another thing to think of on getting started early is check your registration for both your truck and your trailer or your RV in general. Make sure it's not going to expire while you're gone.
All right, tip number 2, check all your systems. Make sure everything is in good working order. Is your furnace running? Is your air conditioner, if you have one, is that working okay? How's all your water working?
Check everything. Your stove, your refrigerator, your furnace. And these are things you can do in advance again. You don't have to wait till the last minute. Check everything. Make sure it's working, and then you have time to get things repaired or fixed, or make sure you're ready.
Yep, you don't want to be ready to hit the road the next day and find out that something has gone way wrong.
Yeah, kind of like us last night. We found out that our sink faucet had a leak. Well, sure enough, we're trying to get ready to go. We're supposed to leave first thing tomorrow morning. I got the water put in the trailer, dewinterizing it, turned the water on in the bathroom faucet, and it's leaking all over the place. So, got to fix it. It was broken, and we didn't realize it until we turned the water on yesterday. Our situation was a little bit unique because we live in snow country.
Yep.
And so our RV gets winterized. So we couldn't dewinterize it any too early, so we waited till the day before. It's leaking all from around here, coming over, running down onto the floor and across. So I gotta take this off, try and get it fixed.
Yep, he ended up at 7, 8 o'clock at night having to go to Home Depot, get a new faucet for the sink, install that. You're not wanting to do that the night before that you're...
Stress. Okay, I got it all disconnected, and we'll take this out. And now I need to go over to Home Depot and try and buy a replacement. I don't think Home Depot's still open. I think with the pandemic, I think they're closing at 7 o'clock, so I might have to wait till the morning. But it's definitely the cause of the leak, so I got to get it fixed.
Stress.
Yeah.
Big stress.
Big stress. When you turn the water on and you find water going all over the floor, big stress. So find those things out early if you can. Okay, number 3, we've already mentioned this, but if you live in a cold climate and you have to winterize your RV, dewinterize it. Don't forget, you have to dewinterize it to get it ready to go. And so if you're like us and you're RVing in the wintertime, it can be a little bit tricky, but you can do it. You just need to make sure you have heat going into your unit, and you might have tank heaters. There's ways to do it, but that's something you don't want to do too early.
All right, number 4, medications. If you're going to be gone for a period of time, make sure that you have all your medications that you need refilled before you go. And
Get your drugs.
Oh, hon. Yes, get your drugs. Sometimes that means you have to have a doctor's visit. Say it's something that they won't refill until you come in to see them. Make sure all of your medications are up to date, filled, so that they can last a little bit longer than you're going to be gone, because sometimes you end up staying out longer than you had planned.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Norm's letting me cover this one because he doesn't wear very many cosmetics. But number 5 for me is cosmetics. So in your RV, you have a very small space to keep all your stuff. And so oftentimes you'll bring those little travel size bottles. And so you want to fill those up ahead of time. All of this takes a long time. Fill up your shampoo bottles, fill up your soap bottles. Make sure that you have your travel size cosmetics already purchased.
All your little cotton swabs. I don't know, whatever it is you girls use.
I've started when we return from an RV trip and I'm unpacking, I'll just fill them all up then, put them in my travel bag, and then they're just ready to go. You just pick them up, you put them in, and you're ready to go.
We're on to number 6. This one's a really important one. Make a list. Make a packing list so that you know, and you don't have to rely on the list in your head because it will fail you. Guaranteed.
And one thing we're going to start implementing is making that packing list and then going on your trip and you look in your cupboard or you're in closet and you know you haven't worn some of those things. So take those things off your packing list. Make sure that it's up to date and it's particular for the season, the places that you're going.
Or the other side of it is maybe you didn't bring enough of something. So if you only brought one pair of underwear, maybe you need 2 next time.
Well, and you know, if you don't make a packing list and you're just packing the night before, if you're anything like me, you're just throwing things in. I've got 5 pairs of pants, 7 shorts, 10 t-shirts, way too much stuff because I haven't thought it through. A couple of things that I have found to work really well when I am packing and when I am organized, I like those packing cubes. So I'll put, you know, all my shorts and t-shirts in one packing cube, and then I know when I bring it to the trailer, I can either keep it in those packing cubes or I can put them into the drawer that I know that those go in. It just makes that transfer from home to trailer a little bit easier.
Right. Going back to the idea of a list, we both have iPhones, and the iPhone has a note capability. We use that, and we can share the note between the two of us. So one of us thinks of something, we add it to the list. And then as we're going through and we're putting items in the trailer, we can check off what we've put in there, so that way we're not forgetting anything. I imagine other phones have that similar type of capability, but the iPhone, we use the notes to share our list.
Share our list. And those are, you know, for packing our clothes, but also for packing the trailer and
our
grocery shopping, list. All of those things. We share those lists between the two of us. One little other hint that I wanted to give you is, and we'll show you these, we have bought some really minimal hangers because we have just one small closet that we share. And because I tend to pack too much, I double hang everything, or triple hang.
I think that, okay, if you're double and triple hanging things on one hanger, that means you've packed too much. That's a sure tell sign you've packed too much.
Don't go look in our closet.
Okay, number 7. Is that 7? So this is another list, but this is a list of things that maybe are normally kept at home and not in your RV, and you need to put them in your RV. So we have camp chairs that we use at home and in our RV. That's on that list. Yep. Make sure we move them from home into the RV, and so we put them on a list.
Yeah. Other things that are on our list are our bikes, our bike helmets,
our bike chargers for our e-bikes.
Yeah, we had to go back home to get that because it wasn't on our list. So it's really nice to be able to check those things off. Just so whatever works for you, if it's your stove, your camp chef stove, or if it's some table that you use at home and in the trailer, just make that list specific for you so you know when you get to your trailer that everything you need is there.
Item number 8 on our list is food, and
we all need food.
We all need food, but I'm going to let Kim jump in and start this one off.
So when you're getting ready to pack your trailer with your food, I always like to make a list of things that I'm going to get from home.
You sensing a theme on lists?
So I like to make that list. So say I want to get the mustard and the ketchup and the mayonnaise and the boxes of cereal that I know that I already have at home. I'll make my grocery home shopping list so that I can check all of those off. So I will load all of that into the trailer before I go grocery shopping. Oh, and to back up a little bit, you need to turn on your refrigerator a day or two before you plan to stock it. It takes a while for it to cool down.
Yeah, especially the RV refrigerators. Those take longer to get cold.
So back to, I'll have my home grocery shopping list. I'll load all that into the trailer, and then I'll go to the grocery store and get all the extra stuff that I don't have at home. And I'll do that just that day before we're supposed to leave. So I'll go to the grocery store and I'll bring it to the trailer. I won't bring it home and offload it there and then bring it to the trailer later. I'll just load everything just in one trip like that. Another thing that we do is we try to either prepare or purchase a meal for our first night, because if you're anything like us, you're exhausted that first night and you want something easy. Typically ours is spaghetti. This time it's a little different because I didn't have time to make spaghetti. Prepare something for your first night while you're traveling.
Something you can just heat up and ready to go. We got a couple of bonus items for you.
Yeah, Norm's good bonus guy.
So we learned this one from Chad of Changing Lanes. Thank you, Chad. He has what he calls his T24, which means T-minus 24 to launch. And so the day before their travel day, he will check all of his tires and fill the air if need be. Just one less thing you have to worry about on travel day. T-minus 24, air check.
And then that brings us to travel day.
Travel day.
So if you've done all these things ahead of time, you've made your list, you've checked it twice, you have everything prepared, you should be able to just get a good night's sleep, get up early that morning, and get up and go. But another list.
There is another list, yes.
And we have an app on our phone that we use. It's a what do you call it?
It's your checklist for your RV. Make sure you've done everything right. The slides are in. Everything is put away where it goes.
The chains are hooked up. All of those things.
Yeah. And it's like Kim said, it's an app that we got. We'll put a link below to the app itself. It was pretty cheap.
It was
a couple of bucks.
Yeah, it wasn't expensive at all.
And the great thing about this is you can modify it. So you can make it specific to your needs. It'll come with some defaults, and you can add to additional items. You can change the wording so it fits you. Packing to go on a trip can be so stressful.
It can. It saved our marriage. All right, now that you've had stress-free packing, you need to go on a trip. And we went on a wonderful trip to Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Watch this video right over here. You'll love it.